I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to...
Creed 3 comes out today, and I thought, why the hell not? Let's talk about the Creed series. So, in order to start talking about the series, we got to start at the first movie here. I love this movie. Loved it when it first came out. Rewatched it for this review. Still love the movie. Nothing has really changed about it. I don't get as emotional towards the end like I used to, but that might have been because I watched all the Rocky movies before that, and then that message at the end that Rocky said just kind of hit a totally different thing. But yeah, so we're talking today about Creed, the 2015 movie, and yeah, let's just get into it because we got a lot to cover because I enjoy this movie so much. So let's get into the cast before we get anywhere else. We've got starring Michael B. Jordan as Adonis Johnson / Creed, depending on how you want to say it. We got Sylvester Stallone playing Rocky Balboa. Tessa Thompson playing Bianca. Felicia Rashad as Mary Ann Creed. I am sorry if I did not pronounce that correct, because we know I cannot pronounce names for nothing. We've got Tony Bellew as Pretty Ricky Conlon. We got Richie Coster as Pete Soprano. Really should learn these names because I suck at this. We got Graham McIntosh as Tommy Holiday. We've got Wood Harris as Tony Little Duke Burton. And the movie is directed by Ryan Coogler, who I also believe wrote the movie as well. I think he is also the writer of this movie. Yep. Also the screenwriter with Aaron Covington. So, obviously, Ryan Coogler, great director. I've only seen a few of his movies, but the few that I have seen, I have loved them all. Same thing with Michael B. Jordan. Everything he has been in, I have just loved every bit of it. Like, he is probably one of my favorite actors. And this movie is actually, this is the second movie I ever saw him in, because Hardball with Keanu Reeves back in, 2001 was the first one I saw him in. And this movie is the movie that made me even like Michael B. Jordan as an actor even more. So, and obviously going back and rewatching other movies of his and anything else that's come out, I've just enjoyed even more because he's such a talented actor. So, I mean, you got a great cast, you got a great director, screenwriter. I mean, how can you go wrong with this? And clearly people agreed with this, as this movie got a 95% tomato rating and an audience gave it an 89. So, I mean, it's up there. Top tier A-type work here. You cannot go wrong with this. So, before we get into the pros and cons that I liked about this movie and what grade I'm going to give it, which is obviously kind of obvious what I'm going to give it. But the movie is about Adonis Johnson as a rough kid. You know, he doesn't know his dad, doesn't know his pops, has never known him because obviously being Creed's son, dying in the fourth movie, you're not going to know about him because he died in the ring. You know, never going to have a chance. And then I believe it said that his mother ended up dying on him. So Mary Ann Creed ends up taking him, raising him. But, you know, he's got that fighter blood in him. So all he wants to do is become a boxer. Quits his nice, great job that I'm sure it was probably paying a crap ton of money. But boxing is his first love. He ends up moving to Philly, getting trained by Rocky Balboa, who basically just becomes his unk. And, you know, Rocky's training him, giving them the tips. But Rocky's also going through, I believe they said it was cancer that he's got. So Rocky's got to deal with that battle. Adonis has got to deal with his own battle of overcoming the Creed name. meets Bianca, who is going deaf, which has got to be rough when you're into music and all that. So they get a relationship going. Adonis has got this whole support family. He gets a chance to take on one of the best fighters in his weight class. And this dude's a hothead. Obviously, Pretty Ricky Conlon is knocking people's jaws off and can't find a great guy, so he's got to take on Baby Creed here for all the money so that his kids will be set for life for while he goes to jail. So all of this fun stuff is going all on in this movie, and I love how it all comes together. It works well. I love every bit of it. I mean, you could see that Creed's this stubborn, cocky kid who thinks he can take out anybody because he hasn't had no training from memory. It's all self-taught, but when he gets put in this place, he gets put in this place, and he learns real damn quick that shut up, learn the stuff, and just take the punches while they come, you know? You got to take one fight at a time, one punch at a time, you know, one step at a time. So, I love the movie. So, obviously, with me saying all that, I'm giving this movie an A+, like 100% an A+. I can only find small things that bother me in this movie, and one of them is Ricky Conlon. Like, I don't see him as much of, like, a villain bad guy for Creed. Like, I know there's always this other monster or other bad guy that the main boxer in this series has to take on, like, you know, Clubber Lang, Ivan Drago, you know, like all those guys who Rocky had a battle. Pretty Ricky Conlon doesn't really seem like a bad dude. You're like, yeah, he's a hothead and can't control his temper, but I don't see I don't see the terribleness in him. Like, I don't feel like, I'm not saying I don't care if Creed beats him up or beats him or not, because it doesn't mean anything. I just didn't feel like we got the great connection like we did with Creed in the first Rocky movie, you know, like, I feel like we really got invested in Creed, and I didn't feel the same in this one. I mean, you might disagree with me. This is just what I'm feeling off of this movie. Tell me what you're thinking the same. You know, what are your cons also? Also, another thing that really griped me is the second act breakup. I know most movies always have a second act breakup where the two main characters fight. They say they hate each other. Then they gotta split so they can get back together and reunite for the third act. This one, it seemed like 5 seconds it was already fixed, almost. Like, Rocky immediately regretted it. Obviously, Creed, like, after he gets into that fight with that artist at Bianca's show, he regrets doing that. He's just pissed off because Rocky's sick and Rocky won't let him help or anything like that. Like, Rocky's just pushing him away and Creed doesn't want to be pushed away. So, it seemed stupid. I got why they did it, but it just seemed dumb because it could have been fixed like that, you know. Even Rocky, 5 seconds after he said it to Creed, he was like, damn, why did you say that? That was dumb. Like, it seemed stupid, and it didn't really make too much sense to me. I didn't care for it. Obviously, it doesn't take away from it, but it was just something that, like, stuck out, and I was like, oh, okay, that's dumb. Like, I don't understand why that needed to be there. So, I mean, not many cons I can really say. I mean, maybe Creed's stubbornness kind of gets annoying after a while, but, like, me being stubborn in myself, I get it. So it wasn't it wasn't the worst thing in the world. Like, I get being stubborn and hard-headed to the point where almost nothing can get through to you. So I get it. But at the same time, I mean, like, okay, let's move on. But it's not, obviously, it wasn't a huge gripe because I'm not putting it as one of my major cons. Pros, let's get into those because obviously there is a decent amount here. Obviously, I gotta put Michael B. Jordan in here. I mean, this dude carries this movie. He makes you feel the emotions. Basically, the punches he's getting, you feel them emotionally and physically. Like, it is ridiculous. Plus, the man's workout routine. You gotta give him props for that because that is hard-ass work. Like, after I watched this movie, I had to go to the gym and try and work out. And obviously, that didn't work out as well as I wanted. You know, one thing got in the way, and then obviously you stop going, and then you go, damn, I suck for giving up so quickly. So, I'm going to give the man his props on this. I was also going to put Sly in here as a pro with him, But, like, Michael B. Jordan's on a whole nother level, and obviously Sly's on his own level, too. Like, they could be in their own separate category, in a way, you know, as a pro. Because I believe Sly even got an award, or was nominated for an award. I'll look that up. I don't remember off the top of my head. But, yeah, like, he even got nominated for stuff for this. So, like, he obviously gave a grade A performance. But Michael B. Jordan is the main guy, you know. He is the one putting in the work, putting in the effort, like, making you feel everything in this movie. So, I gotta give my boy props, because he obviously raised this movie to a whole new level, for me, at least. The one-shot takes, like, I love the scenes for the boxing where it's just a one-shot, like that one against him and the Lion guy in his first professional fight that we see. I believe that was all one take. Like, I know there was probably cuts that are in there that you don't notice, that, you know, doesn't make it an official one take. But, you know, you're so focused into this fight, you don't even realize where they're even at. So, like, you don't even care if it's not an official one take shot. It's just done so well, and I love it. And then that intro, like, the whole one shot for that last fight, I mean, that was just amazing. Like, they go from the minute they leave the curtain with Creed in them, all the way to Pretty Ricky Conley's entrance, all the way in, like, just that whole one shot was just fucking amazing. And I am a sucker for the one shot takes. Like, they get me. If they're done well, I love them beyond all reason, you know. Like, they are probably the best thing you can find in, like, a show or a movie, whatever it is. If they're done well, they're just done amazingly, and I love how they're done. The music. I love the music in this movie. I mean, I ended up downloading almost the whole album off of this. You know, I enjoyed almost every single song. You know, all of them get you pumped and hyped. Like, this is the music you want to listen to while you're working out and training and stuff. So, I mean, all the music was great. Like, even the music that's in this movie that's composed and stuff. Like, it all gets you hyped. It gets you all ready. Like, none of it seems pointless, at least to me. Like, I enjoyed all of the music in this movie. That's not something I'll say all the time, because I don't really notice the music all too much, but this was one of those movies where, yeah, I got the album because it's just so good. It's top tier. I liked all the artists who were on there. Like, they were hitting their forms, at least to me. I enjoyed all the music. But yeah, like, the music is just something on a whole new level for me, and it gets me pumped. Like, every time I listen to it, it's like, damn, I want to go train now. Let me go hit the boxing bags, you know? Like, I'm into it right now. So, I love the music in this. Also, for my last pro, that whole last fight, like that last fight with Pretty Ricky Conley, like, man, that fight is amazing. Like, you know, you feel the punches. You feel getting shot in the ribs, you know, getting hit in the face. Like, every shot hits, and it hits hard. And then when he gets knocked out, that whole camera work, and then him, like, being re-jolted with adrenaline, it's just, mwah, chef's kiss. Like, you cannot go wrong with that. And, like, that whole fight is by far probably my favorite scene in the whole movie, other than that first professional fight we see. But yeah, it's just top tier, from the entrances getting you all hyped up, to the boxing itself, to the ending, to Rocky's speech telling him he's not gonna give up, you can't give up. Like, I know when I first watched this, I already watched, like, all 6 of the Rocky movies. I believe it's 6 Rocky movies. I watched all 6 of those Rocky movies. So then I watched Creed, and then him talking about he's not giving up. Like, it got me teary-eyed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ashamed to say that. It got me teary-eyed, and, like, it hit a whole new emotional level. Like, I know there's sports movies that do that to us, you know. Some people, it's for Rudy. Some, it's Friday Night Lights. Like, it's all different things for everybody, but this one for sure hit me in the feels, and that could have also been because of all the damn Rocky movies I watched all in one day, but that's besides the point. But yeah, just that whole last fight scene just was, it was amazing. I loved it so much. So, obviously, I still have mad love for this movie. It is by far one of my favorite sports movies. I would say it's even one of my favorite Rocky movies in the series. Like, I don't know if you still consider it in the Rocky universe, but I would think so, you know, it seems like it's just a continuation, just a spin-off. So I would say it's one of my favorite in that whole boxing universe, whatever you want to say, the whole Rocky series. But yeah, so I'm gonna watch the second one, review that one. That one will be coming out next week. If you guys want me to, I'll watch Creed 3, and when that comes out, you know, review it again and put it up here if you guys want to see that. Because I would like to talk about that too. But yeah, I could sit here and ramble on about how good this movie is, but I don't want to spend 20 minutes on this. I want to keep it short, simple. But yeah, I love this movie. I love how it was done. Love almost everybody who's in this movie. Everybody was, you know, they hit their marks. Also, another pro that I didn't mention, it's a small one, but I liked how they introduced a lot of the boxing characters who I think were actually real boxers. I loved how they gave their stats, you know, how they're, what rank they are and everything, and how, like, there are, like, awards and stuff. Like, I liked that little small touch there. That was pretty sweet there, you know, you can't go wrong with that. So, that was a nice little touch. And then I liked how it also continues from the movie Rocky Balboa. Like, it's almost just a continuation. If you saw Rocky Balboa, you know, you get everything that's going on in this one. If you haven't seen any of the Rocky movies, like, it's also like you could start fresh with this. So it's like a nice little reboot / sequel that, you know, a requel, I guess, but it's also one of those, it can stand alone and makes great sense. Like, it doesn't take you out and be like, I don't know what the hell happened in the Rocky movies. Now I gotta go watch all 6 of them. Like, you don't even need to know. They basically fill you in on anything you miss. But yeah, love this movie. Top tier. It deserves basically the 90% it's getting from basically the critics and the fans. So I'm hoping the second one is just as good. I don't remember if it is. I do remember I didn't like it as much as the first one, but I'm hoping when I go back and rewatch it that my feelings change for it and I end up liking it more than I did the first time. So obviously time has passed. Let's see. But yeah, if you got any movies or shows you want me to talk about or review, let me know. Tell me what you guys thought about this movie. What did you like? What did you did not like? You know, I want to hear your opinions more than anything. And yeah, I'll see you in the next week's video when we talk about Creed 2. So let's roll out. I don't know why. Why would I roll out? This isn't Transformers. Jesus Christ, I cannot end these.